So we have a lot going on. One thing that we have is the NBA, obviously. Got the Heat going. Jimmy Buckets, they won 4-2. Let's pull up the bracket, see where we are on that. See who got what right.
Let me zoom in on this real quick. Oh, wow.
That's a big zoom. Where you go, East or West?
Let's go west. Why not?
Suns lost. Suns lost. We're going to go into detail after this. But Nuggets look great, man. I think they just whooped their butt. What do you think?
They completely dominated both ends of the court. Offense, defensively, Joker could not be stopped. He is the best center.
Right now.
Right now, yes. I mean, he was so good. And the rest of the team looked good, too. They were just making their shots, making all those threes. Great defensively. Just outclassed the Phoenix Suns.
Well, outclassed is right. Outplayed as well. I think the major difference is they had a little deeper of a bench. Not much, but the Suns had no bench, pretty much. So Jamal Murray looked awesome. They had a couple other guys that came strong, but man, Joker just another level in the playoffs. And I think Mark Jackson didn't even give him a top 5 vote, which is insane. He's a top 5. I would fight and say Joker's a top 3 player in the NBA right now with Giannis and Joel Embiid. What do you think?
It's hard to argue. It really is. Just his playoff performance is superb.
It's not just playoffs. I mean, he was doing it in the regular season as well. He had a great regular season. He was up there for MVP the whole season. It's just we just saw a different level. Talented players play up to their level when it counts. These games this is the playoffs. There's no sitting back. Oh, I have an off game. You can't have an off game in the playoffs. You have to play hard. This is it or go home. He had that mentality. You know, Booker did too. I got to give it to Booker, KD as well. But I don't feel the rest of the Suns had that mentality. That's why they got bounced, you know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. As you mentioned, we'll go into more depth with the Suns. With the Nuggets, looks really good. Lakers beat the Warriors.
I can't believe that. I can, but remember, I said I wanted to see the Lakers go because I was thinking the Lakers were going to play the Suns. And I was like, we could beat the Lakers. We can't beat the Warriors. But all of a sudden, the Lakers showed up and they beat the Warriors. That's insane. I saw a crazy stat. This is the first time in the Steve Kerr era that they've been bounced from the playoffs. Not that they didn't go to the playoffs, but bounced in the playoffs in the series. Ain't that crazy?
That is very interesting to know. I didn't know about that. Lakers, they're looking really good for playoffs. In the season, not so much until towards the end of the season. But now, just sometimes playoffs has a different story. It's the final stretch. You're playing the same teams. You're figuring each other out. You have to come into the next game with a different strategy. Otherwise, you're predictable. But Lakers, I give them a lot of credit. LeBron James still has it in the Western Finals.
I think AD did awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what you're saying, it is a different chapter in the NBA. This is you have the regular season and then you have the playoffs. The playoffs is where you're going to play your hardest. You should not be taking plays off in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You should be playing your hardest, getting on your teammates. There is no tomorrow. We got to win it today. Mm-hmm. That's the mentality you have to have in these playoffs.
Yeah,
let's go East Coast.
East Coast. Heat beat the Knicks.
Not too surprising. I'm still surprised they beat the Bucks 4-1, and they beat the Knicks 4-2. They took it to them. The Knicks are a good team, man. They really are. I think they're a great team, but Jimmy Buckets, dude, he's the man. I told you he's the man, and from me wearing the hat this week, like I need, now that the Suns are out, I'm Miami Heat is the team I want to see win.
For the team to win, right? Making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, undeniable. They're awesome. A great team.
Oh, dude, it's Cinderella season for them if they can get past the Celtics, which is going to be hard. That's a different story. But real quick on the Heat, I heard a rumor this week, and I saw it on, I think it was like, I was YouTube binging, preparing for this, what topics we can talk about. Someone was claiming that Jimmy Butler could be Michael Jordan's illegitimate son. I don't think it's true, but it's hilarious. But wouldn't it be crazy if that's the fact? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be crazy, but I mean, does Jimmy Butler not know who his father is? I don't know anything about him.
I don't know anything. It's just one of those YouTube rabbit hole things. And I guess Jordan was he was in, I don't know, wherever Jimmy was born at the time or something. I don't know. It's just, I saw it on YouTube. Look it up. It's hilarious. It's not true. People are saying Woody Harrelson and Matt McConaughey could be brothers. Like that's a little more true, I guess. But it's this Jimmy Butler thing. I just wanted to bring it up. I don't think it's true, but it would be insane if it was true and Jordan's son is really good.
He looks nothing like him.
I love Jimmy Butler. He's a stud.
I'll look it up later, but I don't think so.
Right. We got 76ers and Celtics last series.
Great series.
It was a great series.
Great series. All the way down to a game 7. Great series. So good for the Celtics. They advanced. It could have gone either way.
And that was today, people. They won today. So today's Sunday being Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. My wife and mother included. But that Celtics game was today, and they were at home. They were going to win that game 7. They're just more of a powerful team. So now they're going to play the Heat. Mm-hmm. That's a tough series. As a fan rooting for the Heat, like I really want to see the Heat win. It's not impossible because they did beat the Knicks and they beat the Bucks. So it's possible they can win this game. They got to steal one in Boston, maybe 2. You never know. It's the playoffs. Things get crazy. So who do you got for this game? Who do you think's going to win?
I feel like whomever I say is going to lose.
Say Celtics.
Because it should be the Celtics on paper.
On paper, I'm with you too. On paper, it should be the Celtics, but I'm rooting for the Heat. Like, I want the Heat to win.
Just that playoff momentum that they have going on with the Cinderella story, being the 8th seed, making it to the conference finals. It's pretty good. And everyone loves that story.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see them in the finals. Love to see that.
Okay, so we got Lakers Nuggets. Who goes?
Nuggets.
I want to see Heat Lakers. That's a series I want to see as a fan. I wouldn't mind seeing Lakers Celtics, but again, I'd rather see the Heat. If the Nuggets go, they're winning the whole thing. They're just too dang good, man. Jokers do.
The Nuggets have very small margin of error. They don't make too many mistakes. They're really good at their rebounds, offense, defensive rebounds. They're good with their shots. They're good with a lot of things. And they're very well balanced.
I think to that case, to have your legacy cemented as one of the greats in the NBA, don't you think you have to win a championship, at least one NBA championship and one MVP, right?
I'd say at least one championship. Well, season MVP or playoffs?
Season MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Joker has that right twice, right?
Yeah, but I think he needs that. He needs to cement his legacy by winning a championship.
Yeah, all you need
Dirk
is one.
won one. That's all you have to do is win one. It's so hard to win a championship, let alone get to the championship. But if you're a stud player getting multiple MVPs and you don't get a championship, it doesn't. Look at Steve Nash.
Charles Barkley.
Oh, don't say Buck. I love Charles Barkley, man.
But never won a championship.
Yep. Did you see that commercial where it's Barkley and young Barkley?
Yes, of course.
He goes, "Oh, tell me how many championships I'm going to win." Wait, don't tell me. I bet you a lot. I bet you I'll be surprised. And Chuck goes, "Yo, you'll be surprised." Yeah, there you go.
He's only been to the finals once, right? That was with the Suns?
Yep. I think that's the only time he's ever been to the finals is with the Suns. I thought he was with Houston, but the Houston won there too without him. I want to say Houston won those 2 championships with Clyde and Hakeem. And then Pippen went to the Rockets, but I don't think Pippen won with the Rockets.
Did Steve Nash ever go to the finals? Yeah. I think someone in the comments will let us know. I mean, I'll probably
He did
figure
go
it out
Lakers
after
that
the
one
show,
year, but I don't think he did anything. Because the Suns, no, they went
they made it all the way up to the Western Conference Finals.
lost to San Antonio in that one series, which was dreadful.
Yes.
But no, I don't think Nash never went to finals. Never. Wait, never.
For a two-time MVP,
Two-time MVP.
it's pretty rough, right?
That's what I mean. You got to win a championship to cement your legacy. Nash is a fine player. He's a fine player, but he's not. You can't say he's one of the greatest. He had a great team too. Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, I think. I mean, Quentin Richardson. They had a stud team back then, a stud team. But you know what? Circumstances, they got suspended because of that whole Robert Horry, like hockey checking Steve Nash into the boards.
I remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, and you're gonna suspend Amari, dude? Like that killed us. That, as a Suns fan, that was a long time ago. I was like, dude, that sucks. San Antonio, you're cheaters. But it's okay. But so we're on point. We think on paper Nuggets Celtics should be the championship, but I want to see Heat and Lakers. I would watch that all day.
I think it's going to be Nuggets Celtics.
I want to stay on the NBA. Let's look at the Suns. Look at the Suns roster. The only reason I bring this up let's go to the first tab that we're going to talk about. This is what just happened. The Suns fired Monty Williams after 4 seasons. I'm going to give this over to Danny so he can go over what happened, and I can have a drink break. So go ahead, Danny.
Monty Williams, 4 seasons with the Phoenix Suns, gets canned. This gives a sour taste for a lot of fans for the following reasons.
Not me.
We'll go to you in a moment. But in his 4-year span, he has the highest winning percentage as a coach for the Phoenix Suns. Coach of the year.
Last year, right?
Each season, he's brought the team to the playoffs. No other Phoenix Suns coach has done that. They'd have a season or two without playoffs run. But for the most part, Monty Williams has brought them to the playoffs. Now, he's got blown out, right, the last 2 times in elimination games in the playoffs. When a team does well, we credit the NBA players. When a team does bad, we blame the head coach. Monty Williams is an scapegoat in this. Now, there's other players I can criticize for the Suns not advancing, not playing with enough heart, and where they lack in depth. They didn't have the right bench.
They had no bench.
I told you earlier, a few episodes ago, they need to stay at full strength. In the series against the Nuggets, they were not. But even at full strength, they probably would not have won either way. Now, do you blame the coach that they did not advance, or management for giving them the players to work with? What do you think on that?
I think management, because I told you before the trade deadline, they need to get a bench. They need to get a strong bench, not guys that are, good players, but they needed a strong point guard because we knew Chris Paul could get hurt, and he did get hurt. I don't mind him getting fired, to be honest. I think he ended up being soft, and that's just me. But it's not entirely his fault. I get what you're saying about getting praised. Coaches don't get praised when the team wins. It's the players, and it's always the coaches when they don't. Look at Milwaukee Bucks. They fired their coach, and they just won a championship recently. That's pretty harsh. As far as Monty's concerned, I mean, he's going to land somewhere. He's a good coach. But the fact is, you said even at full strength, you don't think they would have won. I disagree with you 100%. Why? I think a healthy Chris Paul would have been able to facilitate the ball a little better. I think they'd be closer games. My heart would be the Suns would win those series.
Real quick, They lost the first 2 games with the Nuggets. Chris Paul played those games. The next 2 without Chris Paul, the Suns won. And of course, the Suns kept losing after that.
True. I mean, when they tied it at 2 apiece, I thought it was home court advantage. But I felt that you overplayed the backups when Chris Paul wasn't there, that the backups were getting more playing time, either not used to getting that much playing time. But the player that disappointed me the most was Payne. You know how I feel about Cameron Payne. Mm-hmm. Ross didn't do so well. I didn't expect him to do much. And then what's the other player? Let's go to the roster.
Oh, we want to talk about the roster stuff?
Yeah, no, well, not roster, but I'm going to pull up the roster of who. Shaman? Is it Shaman?
Let me pull up the Suns roster then.
Yeah, let's pull it up on the screen real quick so they can see, and our viewers obviously on Spotify and iTunes, we can say their names. Just go down the list. Torrey Craig, I didn't even hear his name in the playoffs. I don't feel like he made a dent.
So, is he going to stay or is he out?
Oh, we're going to talk about the roster, like who's staying, who's going.
Sure, let's have that conversation.
Well, the conversation is easy. You're getting rid of everybody except Devin, Booker, and KD.
Really? You think?
I think that you've got to clean house. You have a new coach coming in. He's going to clean house. He's going to tell management. And Matt Ishbia is like, you know what? Do what you got to do. He's going to say, do what you got to do. I trust you. You tell me what the grocery list needs to be.
How much say does a head coach have on what players stay and don't? I thought that was more management. Management says, here are the players. Do something with them, coach.
No, because the GM's going to ask the coach, what do you need? What players do you need? A good GM's going to talk to his coach, especially you get a new coach and say, hey, who are we getting? Like, it's just like in NFL, like Bill Parcells. When you get Bill Parcells, the GM's like, what do you need? What do you want? Who goes? Who stays? A good GM in the NBA is going to do the exact same thing, especially if you just got rid of Monty. You have to bring in another coach. You got to make a change, not desperate, but a big time change. Landry Shamet, that's who was in my head earlier. That he just got a lot of playing time, but he did well.
People were pissed at his first 2 games with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Some of it with the Clippers.
Yeah, he didn't do too well. Mm-hmm. He didn't do too well, but players have good and bad games, but you can't have bad games in the playoffs. You just can't. You can't be rusty. You can't be shooting bricks, which Cameron Payne was, quite a bit. Especially that game 2, I think, where he won in 7, and I was just throwing stuff at my TV, going, what are you doing? Pass it, and he didn't. I was getting angry.
I was getting angry with some of these players.
Yeah. Well, let's go list. Torrey Craig, does he go or does he stay?
Decent 3-point shooter. Probably one of their better defensive players. He's not a starter, but for bench.
Okay, so you keep him on for the bench, so he stays on the team for you?
Not as a starter, for sure. But bench, he has his moments. Definitely does. But his playoff performance was not there. And I think that's something you have to consider.
Well, that's for the coach to consider. And you know what? I'm with you. I'll keep Torrey Craig. You can stay.
Okay. Devin Booker, of course.
She's staying. Come on. You don't have to say.
Say it. All right. Josh Okogie.
Disappointing. I'm going to just say it out loud. Disappointing.
I think he's gone.
I think he had too much hype. When they got him, they're like, oh, Josh Okogie is going to be a good backup guard.
He competed with Torrey Craig
a
lot, right? So he was switching back and forth between the starting position for Torrey Craig. He had his moments. He was making some shots.
He's gone.
He had some good dunks, but he wasn't consistent.
He's gone for me.
He's gone. I think he's gone too. Chris Paul.
Gone.
I had this conversation with you off air, and we're like, let's save it for the podcast. Who wants Chris Paul?
Nobody. Okay,
why?
Because he's in a contract, dude. Like, if he was a free agent, it'd be a different story because you could set the price for him. He is already coming into the market at X amount. unless the Suns are going to take some of that off.
No other team can pick up his current
They can pick
max
up his
contract.
yeah, they can pick up his max contract, but
But do they want to pay it then?
But they're going to have to dump someone for it, right? So it better be someone decent that we'll take back that we can use. Maybe a big man, or I say talk to Dallas, get Kyrie Irving. I think Irving's a free agent anyways, but you got to talk to a team that's just right there, thinks that maybe a Chris Paul can help them. But I am now convinced that Chris Paul is not the answer. He's the problem.
Well, it's a big problem when he's injury prone and he's expensive. Someone has to pick up that contract.
He's not good anymore, dude. He's not the Chris Paul we used to know. He's not CP3.
I agree with that. Now, they were hoping that he'd bring in great leadership, great field general for the Suns.
He's not.
But I'm going back to money. Like, what team wants to pick up that contract, that max contract, when you're just going to get mediocre point guard? Are they just going to pick him up because he might sell tickets for
He'll
those
sell
type of
tickets.
teams?
Yeah, I think he'll sell tickets. Then you have to trade him to a team that doesn't sell tickets. You know, like what team? Do you send him back to New Orleans, Charlotte, a team like that?
Is there a point guard or something? Oh,
Yes. Trade him to the Pelicans. Let's get Brandon Ingram.
is he a free agent or he's
No,
on a
it's
contract?
contracts. You're getting rid of max contracts, and have him coach up Zion. Zion's always hurt. Let's see if Chris Paul can make a difference and get Zion out. Zion's supposed to be the next big thing. And he's been one of the biggest busts in quite a while in the NBA. Trade him, Brandon Ingram, and something else.
Interesting.
I'd love to see Brandon Ingram here in the Suns with Booker and KD. That'd be dangerous. Oh, I would like that. And pick up a free agent. Oof.
So that's
Right.
Chris Paul. Anything else? on Chris
Nah,
Paul?
he's gone. See you later.
gone.
I switched to Liberty Mutual from State Farm, so haha.
Terrence Ross.
Gone.
Gone.
Flipping gone, dude. You're gone. Damian Lee, I didn't even know you were on the team. You're gone. You're gone.
Damian Lee is one of the better three-point shooters in the league.
Oh yeah. How did he do in the playoffs?
Terrible.
Exactly. I'm coming in like
Outway-
Ari in an entourage right now with the pink gun. Boom, Damon Lee, Terrence Ross, CP3. Who else is gone?
Jacques Lindell.
I'd keep him. I have a soft spot for Lendell. I don't know why. Maybe because he actually played hard. Not the best player, but dude, he played hard. You watch him, dude, he gave it his all. He's
How
not
old
the
is he?
greatest, but he's my backup. Look up see his stats. I'm keeping him.
He's 27.
I'd keep him. Backup center,
I screwed up. What was the roster? Team.
Yeah.
Roster. Okay, Lindell.
I'd keep Lendell. What do you think?
Do you think there is untapped potential with him?
Could be. I don't want to get rid of him yet. Maybe he has, he got a taste of playing time. Maybe he wants to fight for more playing time. You have a whole off season. So what does he do in the off season?
He should get muscle and be more aggressive.
Could be. He reminds me of, remember Birdman that played for the Nuggets and a couple other teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he reminds me of him. Just needs a ton of tattoos. I saw him in Vegas one time, Birdman. He's a cool dude.
So Jacques Lindell.
I'd keep him. I have a soft spot for him. I think he'll do well.
I've seen him have good moments, and I've seen him just do terrible moments. Just terrible.
But they benched DA for him, remember? Because he was playing better than DA.
Yes.
So I think you got to give him a shot. You're not giving him the starter position. You're telling him you're coming on. He'll come back as a backup.
He's still the very bottom bench contractor, which is what, 1.5 million a year.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
I'm sure he's gonna stay there. Okay, maybe he might stay.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll look at other options, but not immediately fire him. All right, Ish Wainwright.
I like Ish. I like Ish a lot. It's just he's not getting the playing time. If there's a spot on the bench, yeah, why not? But in reality, I'd love to see him stay. I'm a fan of his. I think he brings a lot to the table as far as heart. Skill level is not there. It doesn't warrant him getting a lot of playing time, but I think he's a quiet leader. You see him on the bench helping, cheering his team on, and he gets some playing time. He's not the worst. You can do a lot worse than Ish Wainwright. Like I said, I'm a fan. Keep him. I'm keeping him.
He's not bad from what I've seen. Attack the basket. I like it when he makes the attempt. He misses a lot of shots.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's still a bench guy, right? But for bench, it's a tough one. I think he gets fired.
Okay.
All right, we just talked about Landry Shamet.
So I'm looking at these two guys right now. I'm thinking
Landry Shamet and Cameron Payne, for those listening.
Landry, I could keep him. Keep him.
He's still on contract for another year.
Oh, he's staying. So when I say get
Unless
rid
they
of him,
trade
I'm talking cleaning house and trading. Because that's what I'm going to do. Is they're going to clean house and trade. I think I give him another shot off the bench to improve. You can do worse. I think you keep him.
Would you ever promote him to starter?
No, no. And if that's the starter, we're not getting far in the playoffs. Sorry, Landry. I love you. You're a great dude. If we don't get someone besides CP3, we're in trouble. I'm just telling you that right now. We're in trouble if we don't get someone at or better than CP3 to take that position.
I mean, in the playoffs, I've seen Landry Shamet attack the basket and just eat it really badly.
Yes, but that position, though, you're asking him to be the floor general. You're asking him to do a lot. I don't think he's capable of doing that for 30-plus minutes. He can do that so your top guy can take a rest and take a couple threes late in the game. He's not a floor general. So you're asking me to put him as a floor general? I'm going to lose already. I've already lost the war. It's suicide. But I would keep him on the bench.
You'd keep him?
Yeah, as a six-man, yeah. I'd definitely give him playing time. He can play. He can ball. He's good defensively. I just don't think he's a floor general. You want to promote him? I'm not going to promote him.
No, I would never promote him.
That's too much for him right now. He'd have to show me a lot more. He might be one day, but from what I saw in the playoffs and the end of the regular season, he's not ready to take that position. He's not ready to take the torch. He's the floor general, the quarterback of the team. He's got to be able to get the ball to Booker, KD, and whoever the center is going to be.
His shooting wasn't that great in the playoffs.
It was erratic at best. He had one great game.
Game 3,
it was
with
great.
The Nuggets was good. Other than that, the first two, even fans and the news were talking about it.
He was horrible.
Okay, that's enough for Landry Shamet. I think he'll get traded. You think he'll stay?
I hope he stays. I hope they keep him for one more year, especially if they get a new point guard. He stays.
Okay, all right. Your favorite, Cameron Payne?
Well, my favorite saying in the playoff is painful. So he was very painful to watch. I'm sorry, Cameron. You broke my heart way too many times in this regular season. I don't know what it was. Last 2 seasons, I was rooting for you big time, but this playoffs and you missed too many shots, man. Sorry, you got to go. You got to go.
A tough one. I feel like he gets a lot of respect on the team, but if they're cleaning house, he has to re-earn all that respect again. As a backup point guard, oof. I think he can get value with another team, and he'd be.
As long as we get value back on a trade, yes.
Yes, I think there'll be a good trade option. So Cameron Payne's probably gone too.
I think you have to trade Cameron Payne for draft picks, right? You have to build up your portfolio because you're so empty from the KD trade.
Yeah, they gave up their future on the draft picks. All right. Biyombo.
You go first.
I love his defense. his offense is not there, but his defense and blocking that ball, depending on the money, I'd keep him. If he plays for another season for 1.5 again, I'd keep him.
All right, my turn. So, Bismack Biyombo, I'm a big fan of his. So when we traded for him, I was excited. Is he great? No. Is he good? Possibly. He doesn't suck. He would be your third center because Landell's going to be ahead of him.
Those two went back and forth.
Okay, then go back and forth again. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep him. I don't think the Suns have tapped into his full potential. I think he's not bought in yet. So either you need to get a motivational speaker to talk to him, someone like Andy Elliott here in the Valley. Like, get in his head. Like, he needs to understand that he is the man. Bring in the beast. He needs to be out, uncaged. He could be a monster if he believes in himself, like I believe in him. I'm keeping him. He's on there. He's going to be on my number 3.
I don't want him to take shots. Dunks, sure, if he's set up for it. I mean, the pick and roll, whatever. Just, if he's in a position where he has to shoot the ball, just pass it. Just go for assists and pass the ball to someone who can make a shot.
He's not playing that much for you, dude. He's not going to be playing that much. He's very serviceable. So I definitely would keep him. You're right. You don't need him to score. At the end of the game, you just want to play harder defense. You just put him in.
For defense, yeah. Blocks are there. He's very aggressive defensively. Offensively,
no, horrible offensively. But so he's serviceable, like I said.
I'd like to see him around, honestly. I just miss McGee from last year. I thought that was a great backup center.
McGee was great.
It was a shame that they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Next player, TJ Warren.
I'm keeping him.
You'd keep him?
Yeah, I like him. I keep him. He's potential. He's a backup. He'd be on my bench. He's not a starter, but coming in at forward, yeah, I'd keep him. Depends how much. It all depends at the end of the day. But I would like to see him stay here.
Me too, honestly. As for a bench, he hasn't disappointed me that much. He just meets the expectations of what you want from a bench. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure people in the comments are going to say something else, but I can't complain about his performance. He's there offensively and defensively. Yeah, he has his moments where he screws up, but for the most part, he's making necessary shots, attacking the baskets. He does it pretty well. He gets certain rebounds. I'm happy with his bench performance overall. Let's go next. Your second favorite guy, DeAndre Ayton.
Well, I'm going to quote a term that the great Donald Trump would say. You're fired. You're fired. He's done. I told you, draft Luka. And they drafted him, and I was like, we're screwed. We're screwed. Ever since I was mad at the Suns for not doing that, because I knew Luka would be better. I just knew it.
But Luka's not a center.
It doesn't matter. Him with Booker on the front or playing in the back court would have been excellent.
Well, yeah, they figure out the center position, right?
Yeah, they would have figured it out. But no, he's 100% done. Well, there's tell me about the noise that there was about Chris Paul trying to keep his head up and trying to console him, and DA didn't want anything to do with Chris Paul on the bench. Like, it was visible in the game. Like, maybe it's just a young kid going, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Sure.
Just like my kids when they do something wrong and I try to console them and they don't want to hear it. Maybe it's that kind of way. But dude, it's Chris Paul trying to tell you, dude, don't worry about it. And he kind of was, it is what it is. But I think he's had enough time to see what he can do, and we, as Suns fans, are at our wits' end. What can we get from him? Latest thing I saw is the Miami Heat, maybe.
Well, I have a question for you with Luka. Mix in with coaching. If Luka came to the Suns, would he be as good as he is now?
No. He'd be better.
Better with the Suns.
Oh, my God.
Under Monty Williams.
Oh, no, he won't be under Monty. Under Monty's scheme, I don't know. The new coach is going to be something different, and he brings it. You don't know what the new coach his play style is, right?
Sure.
Are they going to be running gun like the old Suns? Are they going to be triangle? Are they going to play the triangle like the Bulls? There's so many different ways to play. But I think if you would have KD, Booker, and Luka, oh my God, that super team would do well.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to piece a couple bench players and hope no one gets hurt.
Missed opportunity, unfortunately.
Missed, but it's hindsight. Like, you never know, right?
But,
You
okay, let's carry on this conversation with DeAndre Ayton. He's another max contract guy. What do you get for him?
I don't know. What other centers are out there on max contracts? Because you got to trade for max contracts. You got
Or multiple players.
Or multiple players.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Or anything kind of deals or trade picks. I mean, it could be anything in a deal, right?
Yeah, it could be anything in a deal, but it's at the end of the day, it's some team out there, just like we said with Chris Paul, could look at him and say, if someone says the Suns didn't use him the right way, he's untapped, he's young, he's a big man, and some coach and GM are out there going, this guy can help us. This guy can push us into a playoff team. Who, against the New Orleans, is the Charlottes of the NBA? I don't know who that is. Maybe the Knicks say, hey, we want to take a shot at him.
The rumors right now is Dallas and Chicago. What do you think?
I could see him going to Dallas, and he plays with Luka. It'd be kind of weird. I just think, maybe. He just has to grow and mature as a player. He has to learn the position. He has to be...
Well, what's the expectation?
He should be a Charles Oakley type of player.
Be getting those double-doubles basically every game.
Double-doubles every game.
Mm-hmm.
10 points, 10 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, I think he'll have a good career.
Mm-hmm.
He's a max contract player. He should be getting that anyways.
But does he perform like a max contract player?
Not yet. Again, it's a team that's out there that says, hey, maybe let's take a chance on him. The Suns didn't use him the right way. We can do better.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that too. I'm hoping they get a good trade out of that. All right. Anything else on DA?
No, he's gone.
All right. KD.
I love him. He's staying. But real quick before you answer, the thing with KD is we gave up a lot for him, but we have to understand he's not the same KD. He's not prime KD. He is a broken down version of KD. He's already had multiple injuries. He missed a lot of time in Brooklyn. Why do we think that we have the fountain of youth to make him play like the old KD?
Well, he doesn't have to lead. I fear that he is going to be into that position, especially when Booker's not available. If Booker gets hurt, he misses some games, or he's not sharing time with him on the court. But KD, I still think there's some gas left in that tank. He's 34. Another 3 years. Another 2 good years I'd give him. Yes, injury prone. He is. Man, it's just... I look at him, I think there's still so much that can be utilized. Is it just the teams he's played for and he's had bad luck? Or is it just KD at this day and age?
I think at the stage of his career, he's ready to be a number 2. He's ready to play a role.
Mm-hmm.
And we overpaid for that player. We gave up Brooklyn Bridges. Cam, I'm not too worried about because he can
come back.
He can come back. That's one guy that the Suns should be like, you know what? We're familiar with him. Mm-hmm. He's good friends with Devin Booker. Bring him back. I'd be 100% for that.
All right, real quick. If the trade never happened and we still had Mikal Bridges, would the Suns have beaten the Denver Nuggets?
No.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
So Monty Williams was screwed either way.
Yeah, Monty would have been screwed either way. But again, I think Monty was too soft at the end.
At the end, too soft, sure.
But maybe he wasn't. I don't know. It's just what we see on TV. We think he's a softie, But he did have a great 4-year stretch, best record in that 4-year stretch. He was the coach of the year last year.
Right.
So it kind of sucks that you wouldn't give him another year with these guys. They know him. Unless management was like, get rid of the coach because we're blowing up the team. We are blowing it up. We're keeping KD and we're keeping Booker. Everyone else is on the chopping block. The only reason CP3 or DA come back is because there's no takers.
If it wasn't for the blowout, you think Monty would keep his job? If they got to Game 7.
I think if they would have got to Game 7, if they would have won in Phoenix and they went to Game 7 in Denver and they lost, I think it's expected to lose in Denver. It's hard to win in Denver.
If they lost by like 3 points or so.
If there was close games, they would have kept him. And I would have been fine with that. Again, I'm fine either way, but I think they fired him because they're going to blow up the team. And maybe Monty was not with that, right? You're going to blow up my team? Who are you going to give me? He probably knew something like that was going to happen. They probably told him, too, if we don't get past this, we're blowing it up. We got a new owner. He wants to win. And I fully believe in Matt Ishbia. I really think that he wants to win, and he's going to do whatever it takes to win.
Absolutely.
So we're in good hands in Phoenix. It's just we don't know what we're going to have next year, what the team's going to look like.
My only worry is they're not investing into young players and let them grow with the team. It's just get the best players possible, trade whatever you can to get them, build that team who don't know how to play together, and expect them to win championship games.
We're not that team anymore of developing the young player because of the KD trade, because of the new management. They want to win now. There's a surprise player I think they're going to bring next year. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's finish this list.
Sabian Lee.
Bye, Sabian.
Bye,
Right? Do you agree with that? Sabian's gone?
Yeah, I think he's gone.
I didn't even see him in the playoffs. Did you?
Oh, of course not. He's not going to be at playoffs.
Yeah, he's not. If you're not going to be in the playoffs, then why would you be in the regular season?
We only saw him in the regular season when Chris Paul was injured.
Yep.
And the only point guard available was Cameron Payne. So they had to get anyone available. So they got someone from the G League, Sabian Lee.
Yeah, he's gone. Sorry, but you're not staying.
There's Baz Lee. I don't know much about this guy.
They're not going to let him grow. If they do, he'll be on the bench. I would be fine if they kept him. But to be honest, I think they like I said, the mentality is going to be burn it down, rebuild.
Yeah, unless the new coach sees something in him. Maybe.
And they could. I think he has potential. But again, if he's not going to be a starter or one of the main guys on the rotation, then why?
Because the guy's young, 22, right? 6'9". But I don't know.
Not flashy enough for Matt Ishbia.
Yeah. He wants immediate
free agents
right now. So I just pulled up a tab for upcoming available players for the off season. So players the Suns could pick up, right? So I think this starts off with people's highest pay right now, huh? Yeah, it looks like it. So, highest paid player available is Russell Westbrook. Would you go for him?
No, he's a cancer. Obviously, he's a great talent, but he doesn't fit. If I had no other players on this team and I was building a team, maybe. No, I got Devin Booker, man. I need him to grow. I need him to be around positive players. I don't want to see KD and Westbrook fighting on the sidelines. No. So for me, no, Russell.
All right. James Harden.
No, he's already played with KD. I don't think they get along.
Really?
Not that I know of. Again, you're gonna have to ask KD. Can you play with James? And you're telling me?
Oh, this is true. Yeah, right. They just played together, and they only played like
2 games. It's so embarrassing. Like those guys didn't play at all. It's so crazy to me how those numbers came out. But James Harden is Devin Booker's position. He's not a true point. He's a shooting. So he's not the floor general I would want to take over for Chris Paul.
Yeah, it's the same position. I mean, he could play forward, maybe.
Nah.
No.
No, I'm not I'm not spending a lot of money on James Harden.
Only thing is that he played for ASU, so it'd be like another home player in a sense.
Yeah, because it worked out with DA.
Okay,
But the
point
thing with
taken.
James, though, I get what you're saying. It would have to, you would have to look in the eyes of KD and ask him, "What do you think about James Harden?" And just let it sink and look in his eyes and see if it's a good idea, right? If he signs off on it, that means he's willing to play with them. All right, I'm on board. Bring him in. Let's see if we can make him into a point guard, which would be not too hard, but you can play with that as long as he gets along with KD. If KD says, "Oh, I loved him. We have great rapport. He'd be great here. Let's go get him." And keep in mind, we're not going to pay him 42. He's a free agent, so we'll let the market dictate what he's going to be worth, right?
Let's see. Chris Middleton.
Wow. He's going to ask for a lot of money. If money wasn't an issue, I would say yes. He'd be with him and Durant on the floor at the same time. It'd be kind of cool. Middleton's a good player, but he's aging. I would have to pass, just because it's not the sexiest. He's going to cost too much for what you're trying to build. Because we need to build a bench, and that he'll take up too much money.
All right. Well, here's another money problem. Kyrie Irving.
That's the rumor. There's so many rumors of him coming here. So does KD and Irving get along?
Another two players who just play together.
Again, just same thing with Harden. You got to ask him, Harden or Irving? Who do you like better? The thing is, though, with Kyrie Irving, Dallas was like ranked 5, I think, when he went there, and they did not make the playoffs. Because of him, I don't know. Maybe he's a cancer. But I'm kind of afraid of that. If you're taking a team like Dallas that was like ranked 5th or 6th, maybe even 4th, a good Dallas team, and you bring in Irving, and then they don't even make the playoffs, I'm worried. I'm calling Dallas like, what happened? I'm calling my guy in Dallas going, what happened with this guy? Tell me the vibe when they first got there. They thought that it was awesome. It was great. Tell me what happened after, you know?
Yeah. You want me to keep going down this
Yeah, I'll go
list?
down the list real quick.
All right, so we have
Real quick, Porzingis, I wouldn't pay him a lot, but if he came cheap, I would take a chance. And I would see if he's hurt or not. The name right underneath, D'Angelo Russell. Wow, I think I would like to see what he can do in Phoenix. He doesn't cost too much, but he might be a max player, but he's young. He's young.
I mean, his age is right here, so just 27, still some time.
I like him too. He's a good player, so I could see him coming here. Kevin Love as a center, starting center. What do you think? That'd be interesting, right? Him, KD, Booker, starting center, and you can rotate with the other two centers you have, so you can give Kevin Love 30 minutes a game, get the other guys some minutes.
So we just talked about a point guard and a center right
You
now.
need a point guard and center.
I mean,
Russell
imagine
and
picking
Love.
those two up, right?
You can pick both of those guys up.
Yeah, because you had no problem spending the money for Chris Paul and
Indeed.
DeAndre Ayton and their max contracts. These guys might not be able to. They're cutting it close, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice.
Yep.
It'd be something else. Well, here's another center.
Nikola is good. He's good. You know, he's not bad. Not paying him $25 million. If you can get him for cheap, I would consider it. And then get a stud point guard and a couple other bench pieces, you'd have a good team. You'd have good. The name underneath, no way. No, you're not worth it. Draymond Green is not coming to Phoenix. So we could skip him. Real quick, Fred VanVleet, I like him. He's still under 30. I think he'd be good in Phoenix, man. He's a player. He's a hustler. What do you think? What other names do you see on this list that you like?
What position?
Any. Like Harrison Barnes, I might take a chance on him. You know, he's going to be 31. He played at University of North Carolina. He's a stud.
Barnes is really good. man, it's really the Irving, but Russell would be very interesting.
Russell and Love would be kind of cool. I would sign off on that. I think that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind getting Brook Lopez. He's a little older, but he's still pretty good.
Oh, well, Brooke is down here for center.
Yeah, for center. Oh, Kyle Kuzma.
Actually, Brooke Lopez, I think is better than DeAndre Ayton when they competed against each other.
Oh yeah, in the playoffs, yeah, he did better. I think Lopez surround himself with KD and Booker would do really well in Phoenix.
He's way
100%.
more aggressive. He's way bigger.
I'd say the same thing about Kevin Love.
Whenever Lopez and Ayton jumped for the rebound, it was always Lopez.
Yeah.
So if he's available and you get him for that price, for $13 million a season, I think that's kind of worth it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but his age though, he's
Well, that's what I mean. You're only going to get him for a year. You're only going to bring him for 1 or maybe 2 years. So you don't have to pay a lot of money for him. That's the thing, right?
right.
So he's not your expensive center. So you have money for your point guard or / shooting guard plus bench pieces. You need bench pieces.
You mentioned Derrick Rose. I'd like to see Derrick Rose.
I would take a chance on him if he came cheap and he was backup.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know, unless you can see if I just don't want to put more miles on those tires every night. You know, give him 20 minutes a game.
Probably need more younger guys, huh?
Yeah, let's go younger.
Let's go younger. All right, let's see.
Josh Hart, yeah, 12 million is not bad. Kevin Oubre, ooh, I'd be so tempted to bring him back to Phoenix. I would be so tempted. Look at that. Still a good age. He'll be 28.
That's a good prime age.
Yep.
Very good prime age. Let's see. Josh Richardson.
No.
Nah. Dylan Brooks.
No.
Dwight Powell.
No.
Talon.
No.
Horton Tucker.
Horton Tucker, no.
Alec Burks.
No.
Jay Crowder.
Yeah, he's not coming here. Unless you get a new coach. I think some of it with Crowder was Monty, so
I didn't know you could just not play.
well, yeah. I would ask Jay Crowder, like, would you why if Crowder called and said, "Hey, I would be interested in coming back." I might take a flyer on him. And just tell him you're not starting. You got to earn that starting position. He was good.
No, I didn't think he was great.
He wasn't great, but
good.
he's good. I liked him. I'm still a fan of his. I was just, you're a dick for not playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still bothered by that.
You let us down. So there's something there. Maybe it's him and Monty. If it's him and Monty, and he's like, I love Phoenix, I'll come back. I'd give him a second chance.
Okay.
No.
No. Okay. Dario Saric.
No.
Bring him back? Nope. Yeah, no for me. I mean, I don't see.
Mason Plumlee, I would take a flyer if he came cheap because he's a 1-year player, right? There it is, Bruce Brown Jr. He killed us. He's a free agent. You sign him for $6 million? I think I'd take that.
He might ask for more.
He'll probably ask for more.
No, I think he's.
Plus, I
worth
think
it
after
too.
these playoffs, Kevin Durant is like, don't bring him.
I think Bruce Brown Jr. I think he's proven that
Yeah.
he's worth more, honestly. But I wouldn't mind taking a look at him if available.
There's a name I just saw that I want to go over.
Let's just go over because we can start skipping around.
You know what? Gay.
Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay. Can you say gay still?
I mean, it's his last name.
Yeah, it's his last name. You can't say gay anymore. I just watched The Breakfast Club. And it had the fag. Hey, don't open this or you're a fag.
I'm sure
You can't say fag
gay,
anymore.
not as in homosexual. I think
Yeah.
it's gay as in happy.
Gay is happy, supposedly. That's why homosexuals are always happy. You know, they have smiles on their faces. Like,
There you go.
My gay friends are always happy.
They don't have to deal with women.
Yep.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, that's why they're happy. Because I have not met a happy lesbian. Have you? Just kidding. No, that's a different topic. But if we're going off of that, Rudy Gay is getting older, though. Like,
Well, yeah.
prime Gay would have been awesome.
next season he's going to be.
He's going to be 37. Ugh. But that's like, oh. No, I think you have to pass.
Unless he's willing to play bench.
The gay times are over, bro. Can't be gay anymore. You can't bring Gay to Phoenix.
No Gay.
No Gay in Phoenix. Rudy Gay's a great player though, but he's getting old. We have to go younger. We already said that. Kobe White, nah. Jackson Hayes, nah. Oh no. Torrey Craig's on that list. Cam Reddish.
Different Torrey Craig, right?
Yeah. No, that's the Torrey Craig. I don't know why it says Indy.
Yeah.
But go to Cam Reddish. Look at that. 24. $4 million. You probably get him for 5, 6 maybe. So you get Cam Reddish. No, you don't, because you gotta get the guy underneath Cam.
Cameron Johnson.
You gotta bring him back. He'll be 28. He wants to come back, but he's good friends with Bridges. So it's gonna be if Brooklyn wants to keep him, he's gonna stay.
Yeah.
But
you
if
gotta
he's
keep the twins together.
But if he's not, and bring him home, Matt. Bring him home.
Cameron Johnson as a starter.
I'd put him as a starter. I could live with myself with him and Durant. I can live with myself. He's. I love Cameron Johnson, man. Like I said, that trade happened. I was like, ugh. I love Bridges and Cam Johnson was dope, but it's KD. It's a broken down KD, but it's KD. You sell tickets, which they did. They raised the prices. Thank you, but it's KD, and you can get Cameron Johnson back. He's a free agent. Bring him back. So it's a win-win situation for Phoenix. Hey, you guys didn't like that trade? That's okay. Guess what? We brought back Cameron for you. Bring him back. I'm bringing him back. I would say bring him back. I'll put him as a starter. Him and Durant, 100%.
Yeah.
We can skip down. Jeff Green's going to be 37, too old. Nope. George Hill's too old. Alex Len.
Terrence Davis. I'd take a look at him.
Oh yeah, I'd give him a shot. He might. Yeah, I'd give him a shot. Alex Len, nah. I mean, he's played here, but if he's cheap, no, because we need a good start. We need a good center. That center's going to be a starter.
Yeah, I don't.
Andre Drummond. Do you remember years ago when Suns were trying to get Andre Drummond before San Antonio did? And we thought we were going to get him, and we thought, oh, we're going to get this great player to play here, blah, blah, blah. He sucks. I mean, he doesn't suck. I mean, he's better than me, but did not live up to the hype. San Antonio got ripped off. They know it too. I love it. PJ Washington is interesting. I would take a shot in the dark and look at him if he comes in cheap. Even Kevin Knox. I would look at.
Would you take a look at Blake Griffin?
He'll be 34. He's broken down. No. Unless he plays for league minimum, but no. Some players are just done.
Maybe a backup?
Possibly. Then you're going to have to get rid of one or the two guys that you have. I mean, Bismack is already a free agent anyways. That's going to be tough.
Let's see. No one's really breaking out at me.
Well, there's Taj Gibson from Washington, but no.
But look at the salaries we're looking at. So we're looking.
These are bench pieces, 100%.
So let me look at centers again. I want to take another look at centers. Kevin Love on the old side.
But you don't need to go young on the centers because you do have a window with KD. You have to get, even if he's 34, you got to get the best center you think is going to work for the next 2 years. Your window is shorter now because they thought they were going to win this year. Now they got to blow it up because they have a 2-year plan. That's it. Because they don't expect KD to do anything on his last year here.
Other centers, I don't know. It's a hard call. Honestly, trade.
I would love to see the Minnesota center come here. Karl Anthony Towns. So dangerous. That trade will never happen. That trade would never happen. Well, we're done with that. What's next on the docket?
Let me turn this off. So, let me talk about this.
Everyone's favorite.
All right. We're done with NBA.
We're done with NBA. We're done with sports for this segment. Let's move on to real life.
Right,
Danny, do you still have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Kristen, for watching, thank you.
Okay. So we could talk about Donald Trump. You want to go there?
Let's talk about Mother's Day. What did we do for Mother's Day today?
Went to Oregano's.
Went to Oregano's. Hardly any wait, so thank God. Went with the whole family. It was and the little brats were running around like it was a playground.
Yeah, we're such a large party that comes in
Party
now.
of 20. We came in hot. Yeah, but we tipped our waiter pretty well. So,
Yeah, we have to sit outside now.
yeah,
We can't disturb the restaurant inside.
yeah.
There's
But it
just
was-
too much of us, too loud.
Oh yeah, we're loud and it was great. It was good. Moms loved just having everyone around and having a free dinner on us as always. But it was good stuff. So that's what we did. Just in case we get old and have dementia and wanted to watch one of these episodes, we know what we did for Mother's Day in 2023. But let's talk about what's on next. Go ahead, Danny. Kick it off.
Okay, I'll just pull this up. Did you watch the CNN town hall with Donald Trump?
Yes, and I thought I was watching politics, but I did not know I was watching an entertaining show. Like he came out guns and blazing. This is CNN. What is he doing on CNN? Taking a town hall with the liberals. They're gonna eat him alive, right? You would think that they're gonna come in hot.
Well, CNN probably wanted the ratings
100%.
because it's Donald Trump, right? So you're taking people from Fox News over to CNN. And Caitlin Collins, quote unquote journalist, I think she had a conversation with Donald Trump. She wasn't practicing journalism, which is just ask questions, get the facts, report it. She's just there expressing her opinions, reacting and countering to some of the things he said. Even if she's trying to, tell him that he's wrong about something, at least mention the source. Like, according to this happened. However, you're saying this. I didn't see that. It was
No,
like, but these are the Trumps. According to who? Like, you? I don't have to believe you. Like, what statistics did you personally run? What surveys did you run? How many of them? But it's just a conversation, a debate. She tried to stand tall and toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. Did not work out. She got her butt kicked. Donald Trump made her look bad, humiliated her, belittled her, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I mean, did you watch it?
I did, and I loved it. He knocked it out of the park. If I was a Trump fan, I'd be like, dude, we crushed it. We crushed it. But I'm Switzerland. I'm watching this going, what? Why did you do this, CNN? And you told me why. CNN loves to hate Trump. That's what sells for them. They have to talk about Trump to sell tickets, right? To get viewership. He went on there and he just crushed it. Like the when someone asked him, what would you do first if you became president? He goes, drill, baby, drill. And I was like, damn. And the crowd went wild. I mean, they kept going crazy. And he even called her nasty. He said, you're nasty. She was like listening to her earpiece. They're probably telling her what to say, cut him off, do this, do that. She cut him off a couple times when he was talking. And then she's like, I would like you to tell me what I just asked you. Like, it's a freaking court case. Like they're in court or something. So I thought as a moderator, she sucked. I think that she was trying to go toe-to-toe with him. I thought that she was on one side of the fence when she should have been in the middle and just having a regular town hall for the people and not for CNN, right? Like I felt like it was too CNN driven and she was trying to get her points in and they were knocking him. Here's the thing though, I'll tell you this right now. You'll never see the other guy do a town hall.
Biden. Joe Biden?
You won't see him taking questions from people. He's hardly ever in the media unless it's softballs from the media.
Yeah.
You know,
They're scripted.
Oh.
He knows the questions in advance.
Let me ask you this right here on screen here. Trump versus Biden. It's going to be Trump versus Biden unless someone else on the Democrat side. If it happens, what do you think happens?
Oh, man. I think it's going to be different. I mean, again, my disclaimer, not Democrat, Republican. I'm just seeing things on the outside. And I understood the sentiment from last election cycle of anyone but Trump. I got that. And then now we've experienced what a Joe Biden administration has been. I don't hear a lot of people defending Joe Biden anymore. I think they're like, man, I don't know if this is a good move. So if they go Joe Biden and Donald Trump again, I think Trump might win it.
I think you're right. I think Trump has, after the CNN town hall, watching that, he's on the ball. Like he can debate.
He's still sharp.
He's just sharp. He's sharp, and you got the other guy who's dull as hell. You can't have Biden going and talking to Putin. You can't have him doing this and that. Just like Trump said, you can't call him a war criminal and expect him to come to the table and negotiate. Right? You already screwed up by saying you're a war criminal. No, whatever you think of Putin, he screwed up. And even Trump said he screwed up. But you want to bring him to the table to negotiate peace. You don't want to call him names. You don't want to antagonize him, especially if you have nuclear capability. You don't want to do that, and Trump knows that. He runs businesses. America is a business. Any way you look at it, and he was successful. I felt like we were, as a nation, we were way better off in 2021 all the way up to, or not 2021, 2016, 17, 18, 19. And then COVID hit, and it was just, the world took a dump.
Yeah.
But I think anything Biden's done, he hasn't done anything to show me that he's making it better. He's running off a, let's get it done, or what's his slogan right now? Let's finish what we started. Dude, what you started sucks.
Well,
let's erase what you started.
What we've experienced is inflation, higher cost of living,
depression.
A recession. We're looking at it in the face.
Well, I'm depressed.
Our younger generation still can't afford a home compared to the parents' opportunities. Like, it's pretty rough, and they just keep dangling the carrot in front of people. Like, we're gonna forgive student loans. We're gonna give you stimulus.
It's not gonna happen.
We're gonna do this.
Reparations in California. You hear about that?
I don't think that's Biden's doing, but
well, it's Democrats doing. Right. It's a Democrat doing. So you're in that party. It's your party doing it. Gavin Newsom just said that he's not doing it. So he dangled the carrot, got them all excited, and said, "Yeah, it's not going to happen."
Well, yeah, I don't understand why San Francisco, they didn't slave people when California was
Chinese
around.
were slaves.
Okay, so should it be the Chinese?
They should be, but they don't care. They're working their butts off. And you're not going to hear Chinese say they want reparations because they work for it. Their generations have had it worse. I mean,
they built the railroads. They built a lot of the cities. Chinese were not mentioned in the 1800s of the United States, but they were definitely here building things.
Yeah, they worked hard.
They were the hard workers, but no one talked about them in history. It's really hard to dig up.
Well, they were treated the worst of everyone, worse than Hispanics, worse than
all
blacks,
the immigrants,
worse than the Irish. They were treated the worst, and yet they're smart as hell. Just like people in India, like I have friends from India, and I ask them, "What makes you so special? You come here, you do this, do that." It's because at a young age, your parents tell you, "We're in survival mode. We're so overpopulated that you got to work hard now to beat the next person, so you can get some food, you can make some money, you can get education." And it's instilled in them when they're little, right? And also, there's like hardly any divorce in India. It's a family unit, right? So.
No, I get it. With the Chinese history here in the United States, where was I going to go with this? Sorry, brain fart.
It's like erased from history.
It really is, because no one truly understands how impactful they were, that wave of immigration. I guess they were the only ones that didn't resist, like we heard from the Irish and other immigrants. But
the Chinese, they worked hard for what they worked hard for the generation underneath them, and they were able to get out of slavery in California, but they don't right now. They don't fight. They don't argue. They're pretty peaceful people. They're not tearing down buildings. They're not protesting. They're not beating people up. You don't see any Chinese, practicing violence. You don't see that in the streets. They work hard for what they have.
So yeah, you don't see them protesting very much. You don't see them rallying. They're defending what they have.
They're smart people because they go to school, they get an education, they know that they're working for they're busting their butts right now for the next generation. They're not worried about them. Their main concern is not them. Their main concern is their kids. They want to make sure the next generation is going to be smarter. The next generation is going to do better, and I applaud them. I got some Asian friends, Chinese, that they are smart as hell because they're not just educated. They study, they work hard, they're hard workers, and it's not pity me, they don't want you to pity them. They just want you to acknowledge that they work hard.
No victim mentality.
No, just me. I always pull the victim mentality.
Just a victim.
Is it because I'm brown?
All right, next topic.
Let's go.
All right.
Oh,
So
go ahead, Daniel. Oh, you want me to explain this one, or you?
Sure, go ahead. It's on the screen.
All right. So Daniel J. Penny surrenders in New York, charged with manslaughter in Jordan Neely's death. So unless you're living under a rock, Jordan Neely's the I think NYC subway gentleman that was in a chokehold by Penny, who is a Marine. It's sad. I think this Neely guy was arrested 44 times. That's some outrageous number. New York's crazy. You get arrested and you get let go. I don't understand it. Crime is crime. Make them, if they commit a crime, you go to jail and you stay in jail, not come back out. And if you have mental issues, like they said about this guy, he had mental illness, then dude.
Yeah, jail should not be a place that when you get out, you're not scared of it. That you're still willing to commit further crime because jail's not that big of a deal.
It's not like hard labor like in Russia. It needs to be harder, deprive you more or something, because nowadays you go to jail and if it's low-level crime, they have TVs there and stuff, and I think you use the internet. Dude, no, you're in jail. You're away from society. Here's a pickaxe. Go crush rocks. Something to that degree. So he got him in a chokehold. He had his two other friends from the video around him, but
Trying to control this guy.
he's controlling the guy because the situation was, he was on there. He's homeless. He has mental illness. He's telling people on the train that I don't care if I go to jail. I'm going to hurt someone. And he's been known to punch people. He punched an old lady, supposedly, and it's not supposedly, it's facts. If you look at his rap sheet, it's a lot of bad stuff. He tried to kidnap a 7-year-old. To me, dude, you're in jail. If you're trying to kidnap a 7-year-old, what the hell are you gonna do with a 7-year-old? A grown-ass man. What are you doing with a 7-year-old? You need to go to jail.
Jordan Neely's been in jail. What was it? 24?
44 times.
Okay.
44 or something like that.
Still hasn't really learned his lesson. Still motivated enough to commit crime.
Doesn't deserve to die, though, but yeah.
Sure, he didn't deserve to die, but also he shouldn't be in a position where civilians have to control this guy. And now you left it on to the civilians to figure out the situation, control the situation, because this guy's behavior is erratic. It's uneasy. Could harm others. Got to the point where 3 people had to control him. One person has his back, choking him. Of course, in the heat of the moment, as he's choking him, with nerves running and whatnot, he probably didn't know that he overdid it with this choke.
Yeah, so he was arrested 42 times. I was off by 2.
42 times. Come on. Okay.
And
that's a failure in our justice system.
It's a failure in society, dude. You're arrested 42 times. I would look, 42 times in the last 10 years, so I don't know what he had before that. So if I'm looking at him, he's not he's coming in through your system 42 times. Like that's on the state. I would think I would sue the state and be like, he's in there 42 times. He's threatening people on the subway. I get what Penny did. He subdued him, but when you're choking someone, you know when too much is too much. And you had two of your friends there. You tell me you guys, all three of you, couldn't hold him down. From the pictures, it looks like there was three of them.
Yes.
So I'm not choking the guy. I'm holding him down. You know, I'm putting my knee on his back, probably with his hands behind his back. He should be between three guys, three big dudes. You should be able to do that.
I mean, was he trying to choke him, hoping that he would just pass out?
That's dangerous. Yeah, he's probably trying to put him to sleep, but if you're cutting off oxygen to his brain, you could kill someone.
Right, I get it.
And it's very dangerous to try to put someone to sleep.
So is it the chokehold? Like,
I think the chokehold might have been excessive, and that's just me talking. But I think there's three of you. There's no way I'm gonna hold him down on a choke. Hold him down on a choke and hoping that he gives up. And if he doesn't, then I flip him over. I mean, he's bigger than him. He should be able to overpower him. Or give him some body blows. I don't think I'm choking him. I mean, I would subdue him, put him in the corner, have wait for the subway to end, take him out, find a cop, and say this guy's threatening people.
Like for civilians, what would you advise them to subdue them if they had no other better course of action?
If there's three of you and one of him, you should be able to take him down. You could start a chokehold just to get him to quit. But I wouldn't keep it on. I would definitely throw him on the back. I mean, there's three of you. There's easily you can put his hands behind his back, keep him down on the ground. But this would start if he gets in trouble. This Penny guy, it's gonna stop people from interfering in fights. It's gonna stop people from seeing this.
You can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself in America anymore because of this, or defend. In society, we're supposed to defend people who can't defend themselves, right? That's the mentality we should all have. You see something, that's why I teach my kids, you see something, do something. Don't let people get bullied. Don't let people that can't protect themselves get beat up. Plain and simple. We're going to see a shift, especially in these blue states. They're not going to let you protect yourself. And in reality, if they didn't protect them, what happens if that person would have punched an old lady, killed an old lady, or anything like that, right?
Cause harm, right.
Causes harm. Someone punches my dad, I'm going to get pissed.
Because society gave this guy 42 chances. Oh, okay. Slap on the wrist, go to jail, you're out real soon. Go ahead and harm someone else again. You'll just go back to jail and get released again. It's not working. And it got to the point where civilians have to take action, and you can't expect civilians to do the right thing, the justifying thing, to take things in a matter of their own hands when society had 42 chances. So it's a failure on the system for sure. And it should not have gotten to the point where civilians had to make an attempt to subdue the individual, subdue Jordan Neely, and now Jordan Neely's dead.
Yeah, but I think it's society's fault because, he went 42 times, but why did he go 42 times? It says he was homeless. And here's the thing it's crazy to me. They show all these pictures of him looking, he's a Michael Jackson impersonator. That was 13 years ago, right? Like, that was the old him. He's homeless. Society just threw him away. They should have found him a place. They should have had systems in place to help him get a job, do something, and be a better example in society. But they didn't, right? So he went to jail because he's homeless, and we can't talk about being desperate. He's a desperate guy. He doesn't know where his next meal is. There's plenty of homeless people. They don't want to resort to violence, but they do because they don't have anything. Imagine not showering for 30 days, 60 days. You get itchy. After 2-3 days,
it's itchy smell.
After 2-3 days, you're like, I gotta shower. It sucks. Can you imagine not being able to shower and people smelling you and like, your self-esteem goes down. You get treated less than dirt. You feel you don't have any money. You mug someone. I don't condone it, but dude, it's survival. No one wants to help you. Like, yeah, poor me. No one wants to help me, or I can't get help. But I need to survive.
Yeah.
This guy's being a jerk because he's saying I smell and I do this. If I beat this guy up, it's not that bad. He's already a jerk, but you can't say that. But I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we failed him as much as, he shouldn't have died, but he shouldn't have gone to jail that many times.
Right.
There should have been some kind of help, some kind of rehab situation to get him, either if he was doing drugs or if he, to get him clean, get him a job, get money. This is where I think that a big country like us, we screw up.
This is a problem with our country. We don't do anything for our homeless.
We don't do enough. No, we don't do enough.
Like, someone's a drug addict, they would just give up on them so easily. Like, what do you do with them? You just let them be a nuisance to society?
But I get it that they're druggies because they probably hate their life. Like I said, they want to get away, right? And they get that high and they're somewhere else. They have a different reality, and then they wake up, they're here. So I don't know. That's where we are with that. So we'll figure out what happens to Penny.
Should Daniel Penny be charged for murder? It's involuntary, right?
Yeah, but still, it sucks. It depends on. He has a lot of witnesses. I heard there's a lot of witnesses on his side. Well,
there's video of it too.
Yeah, there's video, but before that, like there's like 2 or 3 people already came forward that they were scared for their life because this guy was getting in their face, and Penny just said, "You know what? I'm going to defend these hopeless people," and choked them, whatever. And
it was his upbringing. He was a Marine.
Yeah, I think they want blood.
In a blue state?
Yeah, it's a blue state, and I think they want to make an example of him. He shouldn't. I don't know. I think he'll get something, but
you should not be doing things yourselves. You should trust the government to defend you.
No one's gonna trust the government, dude. The government's not there to help. I mean, they're too late.
They're always there late. They show up in the aftermath.
Correct. At the end of the party, they're always there. But well, we're gonna have to see what happens, Penny. I'm sure next week we'll have more information. But one side's gonna want blood for it, but you gotta ask yourself, what were you doing for this guy that was in jail 42 times, threatening other people, and you're saying that he's the victim? Like, what if these guys didn't jump in and he hurt someone, possibly killed someone? Like, there's 2 sides to every story. I think they should have subdued him differently, but that's just me.
Sure, subdued him differently. I get that. But do you prefer these 3 guys to do nothing and watch Jordan Neely potentially harm someone again and just go to jail for the 43rd time?
Well, they're saying that
matter.
They're saying that his rap sheet should not be in account, but 100% it should be. Now you have context that this guy is a loose cannon,
right?
So now you know
out there in society.
And he's out there in society, and there's a lot of people like that, And
you want society to tolerate this?
No, because people want justice. People want to be protected. People want to be safe when you're out in society.
Yeah, it's a trippy topic because it's a blue state. They're going to be like, oh, he should not have died. Like, I get it, he should not have died. But you put people in a position that it's really hard to control your nerves in survival mode. Like, I'm sure Daniel J. Penny's intention was not to kill him. I'm sure it wasn't in his mind that's like, hey, here's an opportunity for me to kill someone. I highly doubt that. I think in his mind is he scaring people, threatening people. I'm a former Marine, and it's within my upbringing to defend those who can't defend themselves. That's just my belief.
Correct. What is next? Oh, this one's going to be fun.
All right. Do you want to talk about this, or should we talk about these others? Because this one might be long.
Yeah, let's talk about the other ones.
Okay, I'm going to put this in back.
This one's going to be quick. What's going on? What is happening? Do you have any idea what's going on here? Because I'm lost for words. I think the only thing I heard about this was he had a stroke.
All right, we're talking about Jamie Foxx. Health takes a bad turn. Family prepares for the worst.
What does that mean to you when you read that headline? Prepares for the worst. What does that mean?
I don't know, because we don't have much context about this. Apparently, there was a rumor that he suffered a stroke, but that was the initial. However, the claim remains unconfirmed.
It's a
Maybe it was
month-long
stroke.
mystery. No, and they're not really reporting on this. It's like so hush-hush, which is weird to me.
I mean, I'm sure that's what the family wants. Maybe that's what he wants. I don't know why. There might be a bigger story to it. But right now, a very talented entertainer,
Very.
Jamie Foxx, could be looking at death. Just by how they're typing this, the wording this.
It could be
Prepare for the worst.
clickbait, but the way it's wording the worst means death. Let's not,
Yeah,
let's not kid ourselves.
So Jamie Foxx, huge talent. He can act. He's a comedian. He can sing, dance, does it all.
Dude, he played Ray Charles, remember?
Yes.
That was great.
So, man,
He's done a lot of good movies. A lot of good movies.
So I hope he stays around, man.
Django Unchained.
Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous. I'd like to see him in some Creed movies. I don't see him as a boxer, but like, I don't know.
I don't know if we're gonna see him again. To be honest, maybe he had a stroke and he can't act anymore. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out on that. So, again, we don't have enough information to even go a whole segment on this one. We just go real quick and like if anyone knows, please comment because I would like to know or where you're getting your information because it's very, very light on the internet. We were searching. There's nothing on there.
Jamie Foxx, wish you the best. I want to continue watching your movies. I wish you well-being. Anything else?
Nope. Jamie's the man.
So
I told you. Real quick, Carson Tucker announces a show on Twitter. Didn't I tell you last week that he was talking to Elon Musk? Or that I had information that he was talking to Elon Musk?
I remember that.
Now it's confirmed. I told you, like, there's Valuetainment, a bunch of other people trying to get in his ear. He wasn't taking any calls because he had someone else already in his ear, enough noise to block everything out. And it's Elon Musk.
Show on Twitter. Now, Twitter has to do a lot of changes. I hear they're going to be doing text messages and phone calls soon. They have to have an app on TVs now where you can watch shows on Twitter. That might be coming in.
Well, Twitter's going to do a lot. I guarantee you. It's an Elon Musk company. He's going to partner with other people. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I think they're going to go big with Twitter. You're going to be able to buy and sell stuff with Twitter soon.
They need a Twitterverse.
They're supposed to be taking cryptocurrency here soon. Like you're being able to buy stuff through Twitter with Bitcoin and Ethereum, supposedly. But we'll see what happens. I think Twitter's going to be a lot bigger in the next 2 years. They have a new CEO coming. Obviously, Elon's going to have to step down because he has other companies he's working on.
Are you big on Twitter?
We're starting to try to be on Twitter. I love Twitter. I think it's a great source of information.
Well, before this podcast, were you big on Twitter?
What do you mean big?
Like, did you use it a lot? Did you tweet a lot?
Personally, yes. On Just Luke, not yet. We're starting to.
I mean, that's not what I'm at. Because me personally, I'm not a big Twitter person. I mean, I'm not a big social media person. If anything, mostly be on Facebook. But I'm just scrolling and just checking what family's doing, right? But
Twitter's not for family, I don't think. I think Facebook's where you check for family and pictures, and Instagram. Twitter's more where I get my sports information.
Yeah,
breaking news.
the fastest.
That's
breaking
the fastest. Breaking news is going to be on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter for breaking news. I heard we got to jump on there for our show just so we can announce stuff. Like, we're going to start having guests soon, so we need to start announcing that through Twitter and get more of a following on Twitter. So,
But yeah, Twitter. Let me just turn this off now. Now, yeah, because Twitter is just. I avoid it because it's a great place for people to complain in a mass void and get into random arguments with people that don't know across the country, and it doesn't make you feel good. It's not good for your mental health overall.
nope, it's not, because Twitter is a lot of trolls are on there. Mm-hmm. So if you put content on there, they're gonna get. I go in there and just get some popcorn and look at the replies. It's hilarious.
I would say that's still not good for your mental health. If you're just only intaking people just tearing each other apart,
Negativity, yeah.
all that negativity, even if you're not a part of it and you're just watching and reading it, and if you get enjoyment out of that, that's probably not good.
Damn it, that's not good then.
So I think it's just something you just should not read the comments. Just read the post, the news, and leave.
No.
Don't read people's horrible opinions and what people say in the comment section. And Twitter is very bad for that. They even have porn. You know that?
What?
Yeah. Like full-blown porn.
Wow, that's a different topic for another day. That's one industry that's like out of control, and a lot of addictions to that, which is crazy. But I did not know Twitter had a section for that.
Neither did I until I heard Joe Rogan talk about it.
Wow.
And I looked, I was like, oh no. That's not a social media you can have in public now.
Well, you shouldn't have, because that means your kids can jump on it.
Right.
Which I don't want them to have access. Which is crazy, because like when I was a kid, all we had was Playboy, and we'd have to have one of our friends bring their dad's issue to school, and we're like, whoa, this is crazy. Now it's like on the internet, and like
You can be more discreet.
well, I don't know if it's discreet. I think your phone has a history thing, and
Well, you go in incognito mode.
what's that?
Incognito mode? That's like a private mode.
What?
So it doesn't like save your search history and stuff.
Wow.
So like all browsers have it. Like top right, you see this in private window,
Oh, that's weird.
and then you're in private, so you could type whatever and it's not going to be in history.
That's crazy.
So Google Chrome has a version called incognito mode.
I just learned something new today. That's insane. Oh well. But then again, let's stay on topic here. Caution Tucker is going to have a show on Twitter. Good for him. Are you a fan, Tucker? You think?
I've seen some of his YouTube clips. Pretty entertaining. Good points. Some conversations that people don't want to bring up that he brings up. I like that.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, he's very right wing. Sure, if I'm in the mood to listen to right wing,
But he's not a Trump fan.
He's not a Trump fan.
No, he does not like Trump.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. I mean, I know he has a good relationship with Tulsi Gabbard. He comes off as a very pro freedom, which is good, but just understanding the freedoms we have and what we could lose. Me personally, I think we're losing a lot of our freedoms, like our speech. They're trying to control our speech, what we can and cannot say. Of course, right to bear arms is always threatened on a daily basis.
I think they're going to try. I mean, here's if I can interrupt you for a second. I think they want to take away your guns. Period. They're going to start with the big ones, and then they're going to go to your pistols. That's just my personal belief. Yeah, there's a lot of shootings. It's like coming out of nowhere. It's almost like it's orchestrated or something. And it's not a conspiracy theory, but what if they're finding these kids that have mental issues and they're targeting these kids by sending more stuff, more feeds through their phone, through social media, right? Getting them more depressed, getting them, pushing them more. Because through social media, you can push someone, and what if that's what's going on? Like they say the CIA, FBI, or some whatever government wacko jobs at Meta are in a box somewhere underground 30 feet in Area 51, and they're like targeting these kids. They know this kid's wrote some crazy stuff. Let's keep pushing this kid and showing them shootings and like, serial killers and some bad imaging and stuff, and let's just keep feeding the fire, see what happens. That could be something. I would hate for that to be true, but that could be something.
That could be one of many.
Many. That's the sad thing.
The Republicans keep saying it's a mental health issue. Okay, I will entertain that. Now, what's your solution? I hear nothing. Like, what resources are we going to put in to study this so we can reduce the mass gun shootings?
None.
They're not happening.
None.
And we both know taking away the guns is not going to be the answer. If you're going to cause harm to others, you're not bothered by the law. You're going to break the law to harm others. You're going to get access to those weapons to harm others. So it's going to happen either way. So what? Democrats' solution is to disarm law-abiding citizens so they can't defend themselves against criminals and the government? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's not what I believe in the Second Amendment, not in a Republican way or a Democratic way. I think you should be able to, protect your family. Mm-hmm. That's the most sacred thing you have on this earth. And yeah, if you want an AK, you want something that shoots, you say you get attacked by multiple people, a pistol's not going to do it. Yeah, you want like an AR-15 or something stronger, so like scare those people away. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this guy has some gunfire. Like one day the world's going to go crazy. It's just going to happen, and you need to be ready. Mm-hmm. You need to have some kind of ammunition, have a community, get ready because something bad is going to come.
Do we need a mental health crisis line like we do with the suicide?
They don't want you to have that. They don't want that. They want to take your guns. That's not what they want.
Well, if someone...
Guns don't kill people. Okay.
It's the person pulling the trigger.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to get at is there an outlet that someone's has a lot of bottled up frustration and they're motivated in the head to cause mass harm, like a mass shooting. If there's an option that they've heard repeatedly, like an advertisement, that call this number if you're having these type of weird mixed emotions, that they call them, and instead of like throwing them in a cage or whatnot, they talk to them, understand why they're feeling like this, like what's giving you these convincing thoughts. Now, how can we steer away from those thoughts? What would make things better before we act?
Yeah, how can we help you? Mm-hmm. Great point. I don't see us doing it. There's no money in that.
Well, there's a lot of, yes, there's no money in that. You'd have to convince some governments that, like, this is worth funding.
It's your citizens.
Like,
it's for the safety of all people, pretty much. And there should be, and not to make it taboo or anything, but not have it to have a stigma where if you call, you're weak, right? If you call, you're asking for help, and it should be applauded, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you for taking this brave step. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to help you. Let's get you, into a program. Let's get you exercising helps with stress, right?
We can't bluntly say, if you are having thoughts of causing mass shootings, call this hotline so we can understand and talk you out of it.
No, it's not like the suicide line, yeah.
It has to be something
different,
tiptoeing around the bush about it, like a mental health.
If you're having a bad day, we have counselors ready to talk. No cost. Yeah. No cost. And then let the counselor dig in and get that information. Mm-hmm. And then they can say, this guy's priority, let's go, let's do a visit. Mm-hmm. And you go do a visit and you have conversations, not on the phone, but like,
the guy's a priority based on some questions he answered.
He said he wants to shoot up at the school.
Okay, red flag.
Let's go visit him. Let's have lunch. And you can't like bust him, arrest him. You got to be like, hey, let's have lunch. Meet me here. I'm going to buy you lunch. Some kind of government program to help people off the ledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This way they calm them down, level them out.
It's more jobs for you, Biden. Go make it happen. There'll be more people who have jobs, being counselors.
We've got plenty of people with social worker degrees who don't make
not
much.
Working. Yeah, you don't make much, and they're not working right now.
This is a good one to prove themselves in. Do it by online, a chat, a phone call.
Correct.
People who really need the help, but we're not giving it to them because immediately we hear someone what's the cause of mass shooting, they hesitate to look for help because they know they're going to be thrown in a cage or they're going to be stopped or whatever. But it's just, what's the help to mitigate this? Understand your thoughts, move away from it, calm them down.
Yep. All right.
I digress.
Let's do our food review of the week.
All right, you go ahead, Luke.
So it's weird now that, I've been having these every Friday we call pizza night, right? I guess when you're an adult and you have kids, every Friday is pizza night. Like, I have countless friends from the school that my kids go to that will go to a pizza place to pick up pizza, and we see them there, right? Everyone has pizza night out here in Chandler for some reason. It's crazy to me. But the spot that we hit up this week, you usually go to Barrows, shout out, no shout out, whatever. But Venencia's, we want to try something different. And Venencia's just opened a spot here off of Price, right, south of the 202, north of German. Pretty good pizza, man. We got a margarita pizza. We were happy with that. And we saw that they had some huge pizzas, like 24-inch pizzas. That would be cool to grab one of these days. So we grab a margarita pizza, something simple, and we got some gold boneless wings. And the pizza wasn't bad. It wasn't superb, but it wasn't bad, right? So it was about, I'd give it a 7, probably. It was good, for a margarita pizza, thin crust, but the wings were legit. The boneless wings that they had were legit. So I would definitely tell people to go there, check it out. Price-wise, not bad. It's about average for any pizza place. It's pretty cool inside. It's right next to the Parlay. And check it out. Have you ate at Venencia's?
I have not.
Yes, now you can go. It's good pizza. It's worth buying.
Thin crust?
Yeah, I liked it. It's thin crust, nice char. The crust is good. Like it's good pizza.
Cool. I'll check it out one day. There's a lot of pizza joints, so.
Tons of pizza joints in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. So I'll check this one out.
And let us know too in the comments, man. Tell us a place you like. We'd love to check out different places, so we'll go there. And this is a Danny special here. Go ahead.
This is my special. What?
Last week you said you wanted to talk about DC.
Okay, I might as well pull this up. I'm pretty sure you were involved too. And
I
very
was
excited.
You said, no, let's not talk about the Flash this week. Let's talk about next week. We can talk about DC a lot. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well,
that's how Danny sounds too sometimes, just so people know.
So we saw the trailer for The Flash. I really liked it. I thought it was really cool.
Excellent.
I think they will have a little segment of Superman, but a dead Superman, it looked like from the trailer. But you're not going to see Henry Canvill's face. It's going to be like the back ahead of something. They're going to not show his face. You're going to get the reference that it's him and his body. He's dead.
He's dead?
It looked like it from the trailer.
Oh, really? I got to watch the trailer again.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he was dead?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
who was it, Supergirl carrying him up to the sky?
Oh. That's not Superman.
It looked like him.
No.
Who was it then?
Should
This
we
isn't spoiler.
Should
This is from the trailer.
we do spoiler?
Is it a spoiler?
You want to hear from what my guys are telling me in Hollywood?
Oh, you got guys in Hollywood
Yeah.
now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got guys everywhere, but this one is
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert or not. This could be, I could be lied to, but the information I usually get is pretty spot on.
Look that up. I'm going to show you the video.
Show me the video, but
Keep talking about
I
it.
heard a couple cameos, and this was likely cameos, right? Wonder Woman's supposed to be in it for a little bit. Like, there's a scene where Batman is chasing someone and Wonder Woman helps out. So they're both supposed to be in there. I didn't hear anything on Aquaman. I did hear that you're gonna see Superman, but not Henry Cavill's Superman. There's gonna be a spot where the Flash is in the timeline or the time zone, whatever it's called, the speed zone, and he's gonna see a Nicolas Cage Superman.
What?
Yes, there was a movie. There's a Nicolas Cage Superman movie that got canceled. It's a real thing. So they're supposed to be, because he's going through other timelines real quick, and you could see glimpses of the different timelines. So you'll see that Superman. I heard you might see a George Clooney Batman. That's a rumor.
So, from my understanding, this Flash movie is what breaks out into the James Gunn's universe of DC.
This is setting the stage for James Gunn's movies.
Right.
Yes.
This is keep talking. I don't think it's in this trailer that I was talking about.
So, other cameo supposed to be is a Grant Gustin, the guy that plays the Flash in CW, is supposed to be in this. If you remember, there was a CW, I think it was called Elseworlds. It's where they combined the CW shows into one. That they had Ezra Miller on a quick cameo in that timeline, which was crazy. And so they might do that exact sequence in the Flash movie.
I'm still looking.
Yeah, so okay, it's on there at the end. I think if you just go ahead and play it from there, you'll probably see it. But I heard she's flying Batman in the air.
Are you sure it's Batman?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, you think it is?
I heard a rumor. Again, spoiler alert: Michael Keaton's Batman dies in this one.
I mean, I understand. Old Superman, okay. Then you have a Supergirl.
Yeah, because this timeline has does Superman exist? Because it's a different Earth, right? There's no metahumans, and Kara was caught by the Russians, and they break her out, supposedly. So, I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. I'm going to go see it when it comes out. I think that's going to be a great one.
Oh my goodness, how come I'm not finding this?
You're not going to find it. So that's our preview for the Flash. We're going to see that here when it comes out. And then next week, we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Hopefully Danny watches this. We can have a conversation about it and go from there. But I'm
okay, here, wait, I found it.
You found it? Okay.
Let me show the audience too. I could show like a quick 15 seconds of it.
All right, show 15 seconds of this. Here it is. Here's the trailer.
There's no sound.
There's Batman.
Was that not him?
That is him. Son of Sam.
That quick glimpse. They're not going to show Henry's face.
That's his fit. That's him.
That's supposed to be him, right?
That looks like Henry Cavill. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Or is it Zod? No, it's not Zod.
That's definitely not Zod.
That's Superman.
Shirtless.
Okay, she's flying him to the sun, you think?
The air, whatever. I think this will just be a flashback type of thing. I don't think it's...
No, it can't be a flashback. Because she doesn't become Supergirl until they break her out of jail.
Okay, she breaks out... Okay.
You got to understand, in this movie, Kara lands in Russia, and the Russians put her in jail right away.
Mm-hmm.
So she never sees light of day until Batman and Flash break her out. And we could be wrong, but I would think that we're going to be right.
So, based on the trailers, it looked like Batman and Flash break her out of jail, but Superman's around, right?
Obviously, she's found a dead Superman somewhere.
I mean, we're assuming that's Superman, but it looks like Superman. To me, it looked like him.
How did Superman die? Oh, Doomsday.
Mm-hmm. But they revived him in the Justice League.
No, but there's Justice League doesn't happen yet. So he's fighting Zod.
Is it in the timeline right in between and it gets disrupted?
Yeah, the timeline gets disrupted, and it's before Doomsday. It's when Zod gets to Earth.
Mm.
And maybe Zod turns to Doomsday right away. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be great no matter what, any way you look at it. But looking at these characters.
Doomsday came out in Batman versus Superman.
Yes.
So maybe the timeline. Well, this has to be a different Superman from Michael Keaton's universe of a Superman, right?
Yeah.
Because the one from Justice League, that's the Ben Affleck universe of the Justice League and all those heroes.
It's going to be interesting to see how they tie it up, that's for sure. So we're going to have to wait and see it.
Yes. So the Flash, it's going to just pave the way for the future.
For James Gunn's new movies, yeah. And I heard a rumor of who the next Batman is, if you want to hear it.
The next Batman?
The next Batman. James Gunn's Batman.
What about Robert Pattinson?
No, different timeline. He's not James Gunn's timeline.
Young.
It's a young
Batman.
it's a young Batman. The Batman they're gonna have in James Gunn's gonna be an older Batman.
Like Ben Affleck older?
Ben Affleck-ish, yes, but they already said that the Robert Pattinson's is not in the same universe. It's different directors. It's not part of James Gunn's. He's trying to do what Marvel did, is what they're trying to do. So he's not going to be James Gunn's Batman. They already said that.
Probably just a trilogy and be done.
It's a trilogy and it'll be done. Just like a Christian Bale
trilogy.
Left alone trilogy, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so without further ado and the suspense, what's the rumor on Batman and James Gunn?
I think James Gunn is very loyal to his actors. He already told everyone from Guardians of the Galaxy they have a free ticket to DC if they want. But the name that is coming up in certain circles is Bradley Cooper. Do you see him as Batman?
Keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
Okay, so Bradley Cooper, I can totally see Bradley. He's an actor. I could totally see him as Batman. But it's not set as stone. It's just people are talking. Will Bradley Cooper play an older Batman? There you go. See, there is news about him. Rumor is Bradley Cooper could be the next Batman. I could see it. God, it sucks when I'm right all the time.
Well, here's the thing. Bradley Cooper could do. I mean, he's an actor. He's a good actor.
He's an actor. He's a great actor, and he just got divorced, so he needs money. So he's gonna take it.
We're very associated with him doing comedic roles, maybe romance roles, superhero role, being more serious, especially as a Batman. I mean, he has the Playboy look. He could portray as a rich guy who's handsome, right? I could see it. It'd be hard at first, but I could adjust.
Well, it's hard at first because you don't picture it right now, but he's an actor. He can play a serious role. He has in the past. But you're right. Batman is big boots. Like, you got to fill big boots.
How old is Bradley Cooper?
He's got to be 39, 43. I don't know. He's supposed to be an older version of he's got to be 44, 45.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll do great. I think that'd be really cool if he does do that. But does Marvel still keep him as, on the roster? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's his. I think it's his job if he wants it. Is what it is. I'm more concerned of who they're gonna bring in as Superman. To be honest.
Superman. Who do you think it's gonna be?
I think they might go with not a no-namer, but like maybe a B-lister or an up-and-coming actor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure whoever they pick, I'm not gonna like, because I'm so into Henry Cavill.
But he might blow you away, though.
No, yeah, maybe not.
So do you want to look at this or the order they got?
Let's look at the order. Whatever you're doing.
So new DCU movies. They're gonna start off with the Superman Legacy. Their projected release date is July 11th, 2025.
2 years.
Written by James Gunn.
So he's probably writing it right now. 2 years from now, that's going to start. So The Flash kicks it off, and Aquaman won't be part of James Gunn's vision.
Wait,
so that's the last movie.
Blue Beetle not part of this?
I don't know. That's a good question. Blue Beetle's more of a fun movie to watch, right? I don't think Blue Beetle. I don't know if Blue Beetle.
It's not a James Gunn DCU.
No, it's not.
Maybe they might incorporate it in the future. Who knows?
They might add it. Well, if it's successful, which I think it can be. Have you seen the trailer for Blue Beetle?
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks fantastic.
That actor is really good from Cobra Kai.
Yes, I love Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is
plenty
great.
of potential over there.
There is.
To have that guy for a while.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I think the way they made Blue Beetle is like an Iron Man-ish kind of figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks cool. I hope he does well. I'm looking forward to the Blue Beetle. I think it'll be great. But then what Brave and the Bold, what's that? Silver Age of DC Comics that for about 15 years, blah, blah. Batman and Robin crossover stories with other DC characters. Okay.
So this is probably where they're getting cameos, introducing new characters in the future. You get a glimpse of them, and then they'll have their own movies.
That'd be interesting, yeah. Supergirl, World of Tomorrow. Woman of Tomorrow. Interesting. So they'll probably have the actress that's in The Flash play Supergirl. So that's not bad. Swamp Thing? Interesting. I remember watching Swamp Thing in the 80s. Yeah, 1982. That was a crazy one. I was scared. So how are they going to bring this into the universe?
Maybe he has some significant importance. Who knows?
Interesting. Okay, new shows. Creature Commandos. I heard about that. Waller. I'm not a big fan. I don't care if they bring her back. Booster Gold. Booster Gold's interesting.
Yeah, these will be TV shows. by the
Yeah,
way.
these are the DC TV shows. Booster Gold, I could see it being like, what's the one that DC just had with John Cena? What was the show?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. I could see Booster Gold being another Peacemaker. Comedic and stuff, because Booster Gold's supposed to be comedic. So,
Yeah, it's just a comic relief character.
yep.
Time traveler.
Yep.
Interesting. Lanterns.
Finally, come on,
TV
dude. I've
show.
been waiting for it forever for it to come out.
A TV show of the Lanterns. So this will be interesting because there's thousands of Green Lanterns, right?
Well, they're going to bring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart into this, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be great, I think. What's Paradise Lost?
It's
The Wonder Woman's history and characteristic arc. Interesting.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the first phase. So what do you make of that? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping it's not disappointing.
Well-
DC's usually darker than Marvel, though, right?
Yes. I wish we were at the point where they had Kingdom Come. I don't know if we'll see it in my lifetime.
Yes.
That's the one that would rally me up the most.
You know they have it on TV show.
I didn't know this.
I saw it. It's on CW.
Kingdom Come?
Kingdom Come.
Oh, it's CW. That's why I didn't see it. It's like
the
low
old
budget stuff.
an older Superman. You know who played the older Superman?
Who was it?
The guy that played that Superman for one movie.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. I know
Yeah, he
exactly.
played Kingdom Come Superman, which was full circle. Great. He did a great job.
So we're gonna see a Superman upbringing movie again. Batman and Robin. We'll see a Wonder Woman. some
Who
Green
played
Lantern.
Wonder Woman? That'd be
I
interesting.
think they'll find someone better than Gal.
They have to now. They gotta find someone younger. Yeah, we'll see.
There's plenty of beautiful, athletic, good actresses out there.
Yeah.
Green Lantern. We'll see the Flash. And Aquaman. They're about to have Aquaman 2 out right now.
And that's the last one for Aquaman. So they're gonna have to reintroduce him down the road. Which is fine because Jason Momoa is gonna sign on to play Lobo.
I heard about that.
So that'd be interesting because they want to make Lobo DC's version of Deadpool. That R rating, going out there killing people. So it'd be pretty interesting to see. Lobo is a very fascinating character too.
Cyborg. I liked Cyborg in the Justice League and that actor.
Yeah.
I wish he was still around. I wish he had like a movie or anything like that.
Or
Did you
had-
like him?
Yeah, or been in more cameos. Like would be in The Flash, would be in Aquaman, be in Ben Affleck's supposed to be in Aquaman too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just cameo. He's signed on for that, just like he signed on for The Flash. And I think after The Flash, his contract's over.
I mean, you would think Henry Cavill would at least have cameos.
They don't like him. There's something wrong because they didn't want him to be on Black Adam for the longest time, and The Rock had to fight for that. And since that did poorly, they were like, yeah, Superman's out. But he was in a cameo. He just did the very end. Like, very disappointed in that. I really wanted to see Black Adam series go forward and create the Justice Society. That would have been great, but oh well.
You think he's truly a difficult person to work with?
I think they didn't want The Rock to have control, and I think it was an inside job to make sure that movie bombed. Because I think
Well,
I think The Rock would have done well. I think Black Adam should have done better. I think they should go for the second one and create the Justice Society. I think they could have went with it, man. I really did, and make it maybe do a non-James Gunn version, right? Where don't touch these guys because these are the Justice Society, not the Justice League, and it's a different world, right? A different world where Henry Cavill Superman exists, right? That's where Shazam exists. Although Shazam did really bad, the second one, supposedly. So we'll see.
I mean, they could still bring him back, but like kill him off and go with the new universe or something like that.
Yeah, they could. They could. So
Especially with this time traveling with the Flash and disrupting timelines.
Yep.
And universes. I mean, you can do it all.
But I did love the Zack Snyder one. That was great. Yep. And then these are just alphabetical DC characters. There's way too many, 260 or something.
Yeah.
Like no one of interest. They would have been right there.
Batwoman and Batgirl.
Which is crazy to me. They're two different characters, Batwoman and Batgirl. But
Right.
that's pretty much it. You got anything else? Any
No.
movie shows that you watched that you want to tell the audience here? Hey, I saw this show and it sucked.
No, not right now. It's just focused on getting a new house. Girlfriend and I, we're just watching HGTV, getting ideas for the new place.
Cool.
But yeah, that's about it.
All
I
right.
still have to watch a bunch of other TV shows, but I'm lagging behind.
Yeah, I got a lot of shows that we're behind on, but oh well.
Mhm.
Oh well. Like I said, next week let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm trying to bring on my buddy Sean McNally so we can get him on here and have his take. He's a super nerd. We're all nerds, but this guy is super nerd. Like he knows it all. He has the comics, and he'd be the best guest for any of these, Marvel or DC, anything comic book related. Dude, he'll crush us on the knowledge. He's a very smart guy, anyways. But
Both Marvel and DC.
yeah, he knows it all.
We could do a deep dive and just
We-
dedicate an entire episode about it.
Well, we'll bring him on. We'll figure a way to bring him on through Zoom because he's in Florida and get it going. That's all I have for this week, man. Let's wrap it up and call it a day.
So do all the like, subscribe, notification bell, comment, all the fun stuff. It helps us out.
Subscribe. Help us out. Be in our community. Please comment. Tell us what you want to see, talk about, a place you like to eat, a movie you like, so we can tell you it sucks, whatever. But, join our community, man. That's all we want. Until next time, take care.